Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, my name is Brandy Azeirwe and I welcome you to yet another episode of the Ugandan podcast. What shall we be discussing today? We shall be discussing the creative industry, but before we get any further into this episode, I'd like to let you know that we are proudly brought to you on your Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts or even YouTube by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, and I'm Communication Officer for them, and today we have a very amazing gentleman in our studio who is the one and only Benon Mugumbya. And he is an artist, a creative director, a music producer, and a living legend. Yeah. Straight out of Swangz Avenue. You are welcome, Benon.
Hey, thanks for having me.
But are you hearing your bio? Is there anything I've left out?
A lot, but we'll take that.
Okay, let's go with that. As you can see on the Ugandan podcast, we discuss everything that makes Uganda better and better yet, Ugandans better and flourish in all things. So, as Swangz Avenue, before we even get into the creative industry, this whole year we have had concerts in, out. Artists are coming from SA, Nigeria. I don't want to mention names here. But Swangz Avenue is holding it down on the music scene of Uganda, and we've had like 2 amazing shows, one for Azawi, the other for Winnie Nywaji, and they're all under Swangz Avenue. How do you guys do it?
It's the small day-to-day activities that, the small goals that we set and that snowball into this, a big thing, there's not really magic to it.
Yes.
Wake up every day, go to work and work on, the general plan or goals of the company. Like, for example, if it's an artist, make sure that the small things are done. They're recording whenever they have to record. They are rehearsing if they have to rehearse. They're shooting videos, photo shoots, and stuff like that.
Endorsements, what?
Yeah, because the endorsements help with the fine. You see, music is very capital intensive, and there are no guarantees on returns. So, any opportunities that we see, we pursue
and pursue hard.
Yeah. Yes. So, when all these big things happen, we are grateful and we are happy, but it's all part of the big plan that we have.
Yeah, I think in your verse on Thankful with Azawi, you say there's so many things we are grateful for. Yeah, and it's those small things.
Yeah. Personally, I treasure moments. I'm grateful for so much that has happened in my life, and for the company, for the people we work with, even the random people you meet and just have a nice conversation. Those things, I like moments. I like like having this conversation and being here. I don't take it for granted. I'm sure there's so many people that you would have called. And today I'm here, so I'm grateful.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Yeah. We're also happy to have you. Now, Benon, I have actually known you before on my screen, and now to seeing you in person. And I know you moved from being an artist to a creative director. You're very heavy on the behind the scenes, basing on the socials. And so what led to this transition? From Benon and Vompos to Benon, the creative director.
So it was not really intentional. Life boxed me into behind the scenes, and I found myself enjoying it better, So just to take you back, I was part of the duo Benon and Vompos. I loved it. and I believe it contributed a lot to where I am today.
Yes.
But unfortunately, back in the days when we did music, man, sometimes we would pay to perform, not the other way around. So living life with so much uncertainties, and you're just trying to feed this passion. You love to do music, you love to entertain, you love to perform, but at a cost.
At a cost.
So I got lucky that the same time I was doing that, I had a job.
Yeah.
My first job, I was working in a cafe. For those of you who don't know, internet cafes were the thing back in the days.
Oh yes, 500 shillings for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I would help people get sign up for email addresses. That was 1,000 shillings to get an email address. And I would advise, people would ask me questions like, should I use Yahoo or Hotmail? Yeah, you see, with Yahoo, you might get a lot of spam.
Yes.
Hotmail is a bit, stuff like that.
It's I'll from get the UK, what?
So having to, earn a salary at the end of the month, it was not much, but at least it came.
Yes.
Unlike the music, whereby at times you go perform and they just tell you thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
So I kind of like appreciated more the work that I did and, getting paid at the end of the month. And at the same time, while I was at the cafe, I started, teaching myself how some of these softwares work for music production.
Okay.
So I started making beats, and I'm just rushing through this
value addition.
So I met a guy who listened to my beats. That's Eddie, who was starting up a studio.
Yes.
Listened to my beats. He's like, hey, I think you can be a music producer. So I started working for him at Good Enough Studios. I loved it. I loved creating from nothing to something.
Yes.
And then a year later, I was offered a job at Benon with, I consider Steve like Uganda's...
Give him the accolade. We are listening.
Uganda's Quincy Jones or Dr. Dre, yeah.
Yes.
So working with him elevated me and gave me that push and confidence that I'm doing something right.
Yes.
For those of you that have interacted with him, he's the kind who does not really to say that, oh, that's good from Steve.
You have really done well.
Yeah. So and of course when I moved to Benon, the money was good, and so that created an imbalance, and I was very, very busy.
Yes.
So the work kind of like affected a lot the Benon, the performer, so it slowed down that side. And yet I was really, really still passionate and loved to perform.
Yes.
And also not to just leave Vampos by himself.
Yes.
But I could not balance the two. And slowly, that faded, and I'm comfortable being in the background and creating stars.
Yeah, please note that on Azawi's show, Benon and Vampus and Azawi and MC Cats put up a whole performance for like 2 songs. It was just mad. It was really good.
It was a...
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm glad that you, just like in any other industry, you grow from one thing to another and you're able to swim in different types of water.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you were able to do that. So as you said, before when you were performing, sometimes you'd pay to perform. But now there's so many ways you can make money or even thrive in the music industry. So what innovations have made it possible for the music industry of Uganda to move from one grace to another?
Man, a lot has happened. Even in my time, I've witnessed the transitions. By the time I came in, I think from a production point of view, we were moving away from recording on two reels to computer, and the computer helped to provide first of all what we call multi-track recording.
Yes.
Whereby I can have a kick, snare, a hi-hat, all those different channels. I can have vocals. I can back up my vocal with different voices so that it all sounds nice and
like a nice melody.
Yeah, so
yes.
That was a very, very big transition because a lot of us could not afford back in the days recording. You had to have a live band and probably like a 64 channel disc, and it was very cumbersome.
Yeah.
But now a kid in his room can record a full album on their laptop, and they take over the world.
That's true.
So yeah, computers played a big role, and then plugins. There are a lot of different plugins that we use. For example, I don't have to have a guitarist or
a drummer.
I can just play all that in my computer. And another plugin that stands out that I feel changed a lot, autotune. I'm not saying today's artists are lazy or anything like that, because it does not mean that with autotune anyone can sing. Mm-hmm. However, it made the process a bit easier, and also it in a way created a sound, because some people use it as a pitch correction tool, and some people use it as an effect
enhancement
to
enhance their music.
But trust me, 99% of the music that you hear, that plugin is used.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately. Yeah.
Amazingly, there are some artists who actually just sound like autotune.
Very few.
We can put it on a debate at the High Court.
Yeah.
Yeah, but few. That's okay. But also I feel like more innovations that have been able to make the music industry thrive are streaming.
Yeah. So actually the biggest problem we had here is the music getting to the consumer.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. Back in the days, you'd shoot a music video, and when your video is done, they'll give you a DV tape. Now, yourself, you could not watch that video because you don't have a DV tape player. So we would have to wait for our music videos on TV with the rest of the people.
Yet you have it.
You have it on. You have a DV tape.
Yes,
but you can't play it. So I usually joke with our artists like, man, you guys are lucky. You can watch your video on the phone. You can watch it on the computer. Back in the days, imagine they tell you, your video is really nice. Yeah, there you go. And the only way to tell that it's really nice, you have to wait for it on WBS.
But I'm glad it made you the people you want.
And also the fact that there are other ways of making money besides just performing. You know, you have this YouTube, you can stream your music, you can
you can sell it as a soundtrack to a movie.
Yeah, there's TikTok. I mean, you guys have no excuse.
Yeah, artists of this day have no excuse, as you can see. So, as we get into it, what are your favorite things to do? What are your hobbies? We know music is like your other half. So,
favorite things to do. I'm a very old man, so you'll be shocked.
You don't have gray hair. What are you saying?
Yeah, my friend. I just during my free time, you know, me and my buddies, you know, we just chill, have tea, do grown man stuff, just have conversations, and we have a blast, laugh. Pretty much that's what we do for fun. These things of let's go to the club, and it's hectic. You know,
your back can't handle it.
Not that, but sometimes it becomes an inconvenience. You know, it's hard work. You know,
you're ready to spend.
Music is very loud. Somebody is screaming in your ear. Hey, I have my song here. Check it out. You know, like you've come to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, so just relaxing. I do getaways whenever it's possible. You know, just drive out of town or take a holiday somewhere, chill.
It must, with these fuel prices, it must be nice that you're just driving out of town.
You find a way.
In Uganda, everything is possible.
Yeah.
So you just said that the artists of these days meaning post-COVID and around there, have no excuse. What?
Yeah. Though it's harder, it's unfortunately it's tougher for them because there's a lot that is keeping the consumer entertained. So for you to cut through all the noise and stand out, you know, it's a little bit difficult. However, it's easier in a way that you don't have to wait for somebody to like back in the days, you know, you had to know somebody who will get you into a studio, even if you had the money. There were very, very few studios. Then there were very few radio stations or TV stations. However, just getting to know even where that TV or radio is. Okay, nowadays you can find the information. Okay, I know where this place is. I can just Google ICT and I can get the directions. You know, it sounds so weird, but yeah, back in the days, that information, I mean,
where were you gonna find it?
Where and who? Like you would not know which producer.
And
how would you get them? You don't even have a phone. It's a luxury to have a phone, and if you had the phone, you have to have service fee. It's so.
No, Benon, I'm starting to think you're very old because we had scratch cards. Airtime.
Hey, my friend. I am from before.
Oh, okay. So since you're from before, let's move to after. The year is 2030. What would you like to see in the music industry of the Pearl of Africa, Uganda? 3 things, big ones.
What would I love to see? I would love to see much more record labels that are very intentional and deliberate. You know, that are churning out a lot more artists. I believe the more, you know, management companies for artists that we have, the more we can all move as one solid unit, you know, so that we can easily break through, you know, from Africa to the world to you know. Then a very streamlined infrastructure, whereby there are some guarantees on return on investments.
Yes.
You know, I do not want to bring up that whole conversation of copyright, because I know it. You know, it exists. However, it's not really enforced. But we, as the stakeholders, I believe we have to spearhead this movement and you know, make sure that first of all we are sensitized and we know what exactly it is, and you know, because you find that half the time we're the ones infringing it, and you know, those are two.
Those are two. Yeah, you have one more.
What more? Yeah, and more artists and musicians that are not scared or worried, that are not boxed in.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like there's so many people that, you know, just want to be in that safe space in a box. And
what does that safe space look like, that box you're talking about? It's the frustration on your face.
Yeah, okay, because I need to tread carefully.
Yeah, feel at home.
I deal with very emotional people. Yeah, artists, we are very emotional, very. Yeah.
You're in touch with your emotions. Huh?
So what I mean is, so as an artist, if I'm artist A,
singing genre,
like I should not be boxed in. It's me, and I'm putting out what I feel, the reflections of the society, you know, what's on my mind, but I see a lot of artists like, yo, will people like this? Will this play on the radio? Yeah. Will, you know, that.
And I actually understand what you mean. I feel like it's what leads to saturation, right? You find that everyone is now,
everything sounds the same, and you know, so as artists, we should never be boxed in.
Yeah.
Say what's on your mind. You know, if you feel like we have the ability to change the world.
Absolutely.
I mean, we saw that, you know, was it last year when one of the biggest artists, you know, almost took over power, you know, so yeah, let's inspire more, let's empower more, I feel like we've not played our role
to the optimum.
Yes.
We're still like here.
Yeah, we are still.
So 2030, we should be here.
Yeah, I mean, we are the ones that should be in the driver's seat in regards to, you know, the music that you put out. You know? But don't feel like, people might not like this kind of music. I should do this chidandari here, and I'm not downplaying it.
Yeah.
You know, I should do this.
I should jump on the Amapiano train.
Hey, it's the one that's trending. Okay, I should do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying guys don't, you know, do what you feel. Do what, you know. If you feel like you want to put out a song with a tube fiddle and the thumb piano, and then you place your vocals, and you know, we should be very daring. Yeah,
I actually met a friend of mine who was racing a motor, not like how you turn on the engine of a motorcycle, and they kept doing they were doing it repetitively. So I was wondering what they were doing. Apparently, they were recording a particular sound that they wanted to add onto their song, but the song is not yet out. So when it comes out, I'll let you know.
See, stuff like that, you know, I believe people want to listen to new things that are very daring, things that, will make your mind wonder, oh, how did they do this? How, Yeah.
And there's like a lot of power in so many things like collaboration and also just adding value to yourself.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next question. Like there's so many record labels in this country. Many I could list. But people somehow, somewhere think Swangz Avenue is the baddest. Or is the best. So why do people have like a high perception of Swangz Avenue?
I can't answer that because we should ask those people.
Okay, I'll ask them. But okay, well, maybe what I meant to ask is what makes Swangz Avenue different from other, or what is different about Swangz?
Like I said in the beginning, it's those small things that we do daily.
Yeah.
Like from here, I know what I'm supposed to do. We are a big team, and we have core values that we believe in, that we stand by, and these are not things that are out of this world. It's things like make sure you do what you said you will do. That's value number one. If I say, oh, I'll be here, if at all something happens and God forbid I'm not able to make, at least I'll communicate, this and this and this. Stuff like commitment. Yeah,
commitment and consistency. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Commitment and also having fun.
Yeah.
Well, we try and make sure that we all have a good time when we are doing what we're doing. So that way it does not feel like it's a job. It's
it's like a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
I have to do this or I shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really those small things.
Oh, which brings, yes, I know that Swangz Avenue started an academy. What happens at the Swangz Academy?
So the academy, for a long time, we like I'll give you the story I told you about. I taught myself a few things.
Yes.
And then somebody else taught me. So over time, I learned from Eddie Mpaji of Good Enough Productions, then Steve Jane. Yeah. But not everybody is blessed or lucky that, they'll meet that person and then they'll,
have that much of their time to teach them that something.
And to have that very hands-on experience to learn. So we really felt like it's our responsibility to somehow find a way of passing on what we know, but also do it in a way that we feel is very hands-on, so that when somebody leaves our academy, they can shoot a podcast, they can shoot somebody's wedding, or they can record an upcoming artist song, or
shoot a music video.
Yeah, shoot a music video. Because we all can't be lawyers or doctors or,
Tell them.
But we believe that, if we skill, a lot of these young guys, there's so much. And you see, with our industry, a lot of people think it's just the artists, but the artists, for the artists to make it, there has to be that guy who produced their song, that music video director who directed the video, and in that video there's a DOP, there's a set designer, there's a makeup artist. So
it's an ecosystem.
It's a very, very, very big ecosystem, and guess what? I know a guy who is now very successful, and he started out just bringing in small props on sets. Yes. Doing crazy things, music videos, and now the guy has you could see he has bought a lot of props. He's our go-to guy now as an art director when it comes to film and TVCs and music videos.
Why do I feel like I know this guy?
I don't know. I don't want to mention names. And
no need for name calling here. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and also another reason why we felt the academy was very important, out of necessity. Even us, the times when we got overwhelmed and we did not have enough human resource, when it comes to editors or so we felt like, what's gonna happen if we get, I'm sure there are a lot of other production houses,
yes,
that are facing the same problems, that don't have enough editors or cameramen or so and guess what? At the Azawi show, we used some of the students to film the show. Same thing with the Winnie show. So it's really going amazing, and we love the fact that the plan came to life.
Yeah.
And yeah, the students are having a good time. We are now in our second enrollment. And yeah, it's going well.
Yeah.
We hope to expand one day. Yeah.
I'm so glad that this is happening because so at the Ministry of ICT right here, right? We have we capitalize on we are promoting the business process outsourcing. So this is where BPO. So this is where someone does work from Uganda and they're like outsourcing their services to like people in German or let's say even Egypt, just outside your perimeters. And I used to understand it in terms of IT services, but also I feel like we can actually do it for the music industry.
Yeah, it happens a lot actually. Yeah. Sometimes we get commissioned work from different countries. We've done work for Rwanda, for companies in Zambia, and it's interesting. Yeah, the future is really. We are looking forward to it. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Okay, so the next question on my question list was, who inspires you? In fact, now it's still the question now. Apart from Eddie and Steve,
who inspires me?
Yes. And yourself.
At this point, I feel like it should be what inspires me.
Yeah.
It's really life experiences, moments, and I think also a lot of it is where I'm from, my past, my mom. Yeah. Yeah, I'm from a humble background, and we didn't really have much, so that hustle to just be better and also be able to give back, to change somebody's life, and
that's so sweet. Yeah, so okay, we're almost coming to the end. Are you ready for quick fire?
Okay.
What 2 things make you Ugandan in your point of view?
What 2 things
make you Ugandan?
Ndi msaja wa kabaka. Hey, no, di mukungu wa kabaka.
What does that even mean?
So Omukungu, I work for the Prime Minister.
Okay.
Of
Katikiro. Yes.
You notice I didn't say there's Owechitiwa and then
Actually, our Minister of State of ICT is Owechitiwa.
So those ones, they report straight to the Kabaka. So me, I am Omukungu, I report to the Prime Minister. I am part of, I'm on the board of BHTB, that is Buganda Heritage and...
yes. I remember they released the book.
So we... certain things we're trying to do to
Big
revive,
boys.
The
heritage.
And it's a very I find it very, very interesting and something that is out of my line of work, but I get to meet different people from different backgrounds and the interaction. Sorry, I believe the section was supposed to be rapid, but
quick fire. But now we have found out so much.
Okay, I'll shut up and just
go to the next one.
Answer one. I'll make the answers very
okay. So what makes you Ugandan? One, Oli Mukungu.
Second, what makes me Ugandan? I eat a Rolex.
You eat a Rolex. Nyanya mbisi.
No, I don't like the nyanya.
Okay. Yeah, nyanya mbisi means raw tomatoes. So you can have your Rolex with the fried tomatoes, or you can opt to make your Rolex. Then you have
me just the egg and the chapati.
Yeah, and no other chapati on the other side.
Just one and.
You're bougie one. Huh? It's okay. So again, quick fire. How can the government help the music industry or the creative industry as a whole?
Why did this have to come in the quick fire? Sorry, I have to think about this.
Yeah, because when His Excellence watches, he wants to know how he can help.
Much as yes, the government, there's so much that they can do, but I believe it has to start with us.
Yes.
We as the stakeholders, there's so much we need to do so that in a single voice everything is defined, that okay, this is what we need, this is what we want. Individually, if you ask me, I do not want to, because I might mention, I need this, that, and that will just suit me as an individual. You get what I mean? Yeah, so I believe it has to be collective. So just to answer your question, we, the stakeholders, we need to first
harmonize.
To have one voice. And then I believe when the government plugs in, it's much more easier. So for now,
let me answer this for you. It's becoming hard. I think more government institutions, when they're having all these conferences that happen from other day to another day, they should always slide in an artist. No?
Well, so that will work for that artist.
But it will work for many other artists because there's so many agencies that have different workshops, different days.
True. But for starters, anyway, let's go back to the rapid fire. Let's skip that. Because there's so much more I would want to say. But let's go ahead. Let's skip that. Please.
Okay, indoor or outdoor?
As a person?
As a person, I mean.
What do I enjoy? A bit of both.
Yeah. A bit of both.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, indoor is also good. Then also outdoor is also good. Biwamvu. But anyhow, so as we are coming to the close of this episode, what advice do you have? Words of love, encouragement, hope to the young people out there trying to discover themselves in the creative industry, or even innovate for the creative industry, or even who are just watching or listening to you on this podcast?
I would just say use whatever means you have to create, to do whatever it is that you feel you can do. It's unfortunate a lot of us want to start big things. It's easier starting with small things.
Yes.
And then you master that, and then the universe has a funny way of doing things. When you master the small things, then the big things, then the bigger, then so
you become unstoppable.
Yeah. So just do whatever you think you can do within your means, slowly by slowly, day by day, you'll make it.
Yeah. You'll make it if you take it
day by day. Yeah.
And you will win and overcome.
Whatever comes your way.
Yeah. So, man. Yeah. So next is I want to sing a line of a song, and you're gonna sing the rest. Yeah. So dun 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 dun. Don't grow weary of doing good.
For in due season
you shall reap fruit. Salute to all my people
who stand for the truth.
Okay. No, continue.
Man, you put me on the spot. All my people who stand for the truth. Before you know it, you'll be a testimony. Testing the money. Kuliazi happy. Gagwemu wiwa nesite. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. Don't take it for granted.
Take it with gratitude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you very much, Benon.
Pleasure.
On your socials, where can we find you?
Yeah. Benon Mugumbya, my Instagram. Benon Mugumbya, Facebook. I have a Twitter handle. Some guy was telling me in the comments, like, yo, boss, no, Twitter is not a savings account. You need to post. Honestly, I struggle with social media, but it's a necessity. I do my best.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Benon Swangz, Twitter. Yeah. The rest is Benon Mugumbya.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm hearing you say your name, and I'm realizing how much of an accent I have been putting in it.
Mugumbya.
Okay, so and I've also been your host. My name is Brandy Valentine. You can find me on all platforms. Last time I said, Twitter, Valentine Brandy, Instagram, Brandy Cool. The other platforms, when you type Brandy, I'll come. And also follow us on the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance on all platforms, MOICT UG. And would like to receive your feedback in the comments, in the YouTube. And we have made it to 1K followers because of all of you and all the love that you show us. So let's keep it up for God and my country. Say bye.
Yeah, peace out.
Okay.